Yeah.
And they are moving on up
That,
against Brazil. Now, Brazil's probably got a heck of a competition coming up against this. It's the CNS team as well, Centro Nautica Sevilla. Uh, Parejo family in the house, and they are very strong in every competition. We all know it.
going to be a very hard team to beat. I think if I had to pick someone to be the favorite to win the tournament, I think I have to put my money with those guys.
Hmm.
Um, so it should be very exciting to watch.
9 seconds to start here. Gray boats is Ukraine, red boats are Portugal, and right now Ukraine in a good position. No one over the line before start. Very well done.
Yeah, so we see a pretty strong start from Portugal here, and 767 won the start probably, but besides that, Portugal has a pretty strong control of their other three boats. So we see already two penalties given out by Chico here, um, and then Zukov is in well controlled by
Alfonso picking
Jones.
up a pen
But
here.
penalty are there. Unfortunately, I think that means that Martine is going to have full control over 767 coming back. Um, so we'll see how that works out. But looks like those three boats on the left with Martine trailing to windward will probably hit that left away line before they start to come back. We see some jostling here between Jones and uh, Zukov, trying to pinch each other off. But hit 767 back towards Jones. Jones is going to weeb out here.
And 767 is no longer in a controlling position over
Penalties.
Jones. Nice penalty from Jones.
Yeah, this race may be starting to run away a little bit for Portugal here. See if we can get this cross. Not quite. Not quite.
Close enough.
Ooh,
Oh.
That's not.
That's not good.
But I mean, it's still a very controlling position for Portugal. Miracle is pretty far behind here, so as long as Jones can just stay going fast here, he should have no problem staying at last. But it looks like 767 might try and push him back there.
Yeah, forced them to another double tag because Jones was in his wind shadow. I think 767 did a good job of getting back from that in a controlling situation. Now, what's Zukov doing here? Zukov's going for Jones even harder.
Yeah. And it looks like they'll probably be trying to go 1, 2, 7, 8 here. Or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mhm.
Where they'll probably try and just let two of the Portuguese boats run away, and then just take the last two boats and send them back into the fleet. It's going to be very hard to do, especially with Miracle being pretty far behind right now. And you see again the three powerhouses from Portugal of Martim, Afonso, and Chico are just really controlling the race quite well.
A lot of team racing experience between the three of them. Here we go. Chico doing the mark trap. Managing to catch
Yeah,
767. Managing to catch Zukov. Here we go. That was a very, very experienced move there. He knew exactly.
We'll see Chico here. He's sort of just gonna try and let there be a gap between the top two Portugal boats. Penalties. Penalties. Looks like Jones caught back up enough to deal some penalties of his own. But so now we might see Chico try and run away a little bit here if he can. Um, might be hard, but Jones is starting to put his shadow on Miracle. And the logic there was Chico believes that he's strong enough that between him and Jones, they can avoid just getting the last two boats, which is very hard to do. Hard to do in this boat. It's really hard to balance back enough on these downwinds to make sure that one boat isn't farther, or one boat is, or that they're both at the same ladder rung back.
But right now, Jones still holding on to 7th place, so it's up to Ukraine to put him in to catch up and catch those 2 remaining Portuguese boats that they can maybe still catch up to and slow down. Was that Schmel trying a mark trap at the downwind? I'm not sure. Probably just not sure which side to go on, waiting for Chico to come up behind him.
Jones just hit the mark.
That was unfortunate for Portugal.
Mel and Chico here. Looks like Afonso is trying to balance back a little bit to get Chico ahead of Schmel. Looks like it's working, and Schmel is having to come down a little bit, trying to keep that pin on Chico. Looks like he has it. So they'll probably just go way past the way line here, or Chico may just take the penalty at some point. Back to, you'll probably see a fake tack or 2 from Chico coming up as they get closer to the white line. We'll see if Schmel can avoid biting too hard on it.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how Schmel controls Chico here and manages to push him to the back of the fleet. For Ukraine, that is their opportunity.
Schmel fell for the fake tack.
Nah, he's not out of tricks. He's definitely not out of moves that he can still pull right now. He's got a lot of room to speed up too. So yeah, pulling out the kite. That is an unprecedented move so far in the eSailing Nations League. He pulled out the kite during the upwind leg, just because he was too far over ley line.
Yeah, so he was trying to get down over the top of 767. He wasn't quite able to do it, but he's on a good position here where hopefully he can just get to the circle and try not to get slowed down too much here.
But right now, Ukraine has the 3-4-5-6 we were talking about earlier.
You know, so right now
they managed to keep it.
Knowing what they need to do, but it's going to be very hard here for them to hold this against a strong team racer like Chico.
Oh, especially if they're going to start putting friendly fire on one another.
Going high and pulling that kite out to get more speed when passing the mark. But that will not be enough. He is now in Chico's wind shadow. Is going to have to defend himself against the 2 Portuguese.
Unfortunately, I don't think that they're doing enough here with Ukraine. I think they need to be helping out 767 a little bit more. Right now, I think that it's pretty easy for them to unbalance themselves and just finish 6-8.
Yeah, and so 767 unfortunately already on his starboard jibe, so he won't be able to. Here we go. Now we see Miracle setting himself up to help intercept the Portuguese boats. 767 has taken the pen when he jibed over, and he's going to try to make one more jibe before the finish line at least. Miracle is on Jones, and
Zukov giving the penalty.
And Zukov is on Chico.
Penalty.
Miracle took the pen.
And they managed.
Jones come back. Holy crap! What is going on at the end of this race?
And they managed.
Did Ukraine manage that whole watch? I can't believe it. I can't believe my eyes. It is a 3-4-5-6 for Ukraine. That is a 3-2 points. Amazing race. Congratulations, Ukraine, GG. And I mean, I'm not saying mistakes here. Is it?
Let me double count. Yeah, I'm counting
let's
it
double
again.
count
So
really quick.
tiebreaker.
7.
No, that's clearly a win by Ukraine.
That is
Very
clearly a win.
impressive.
We have it in the mic, in the commentary booth from Bradley Adams tonight. And in the chat as well as Sarah, good to see you, and thanks for confirming. It's not always sure, especially on the 4v4. We're never sure 100% until we've counted all the points. But it looks like, everything's still open. Wide open regatta tonight, 3-2. Portugal holding on to 1 and 2, but you can see there was a lot of movement, but Ukraine had a pretty firm hold on 3, 4, 5, 6 from the second upwind. Awesome race. Awesome regatta. This is really a great event we're watching tonight, and learning a lot from how these players are pulling it off. And like you said, Brad, as the numbers increase, all of a sudden it balances out. Very good insight.
Yeah, so, and we have a 5v5 and a 6v6 coming up, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if Ukraine can pull off the upset here.
Can they pull off an upset? Is it really an upset? Would we be so surprised to see Ukraine win against Portugal? I mean, it would be a surprise. It would be interesting. It would be interesting to say the least. 6v6 coming up the laser race. 5v5, I'm sorry. 6v6 is after that. 3-2. 3 points for Portugal, 2 points for Ukraine, and still 2 races to come tonight. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being with us in the chat, and let us know who you think is going to come out on top. We are going into bigger fleet races, so it's going to have definitely an interesting effect on the field and on the strength of both teams. The strengths. Sorry. It's a strange word. All of a sudden, like you're on stream, you're in front of a mic, and you can't pronounce a certain word anymore. The strength.
Can't pronounce anything, no matter if I'm in front of a mic or not.
Is it? The strength.
Take 2 seconds.
How would you say that word? All of a sudden, I feel like I'm not able to pronounce it anymore. So, anyways, the strengths, plural. The strong points of each team. The strongs. Alright, so as you can see, it was, hold on, I see, yeah, it was the tie. It even went on the 4v4 to a tie. It's because Portugal had the last point. The last boat was a Portuguese boat, so in team racing rules, win goes to Ukraine.
In the 4v4, the tie, in the 4v4 and the 6v6, the tiebreakers actually, whatever boat wins the race, that team loses.
Let's just try to make it easy for everybody. Why is this changing every time I start to get the rules and I understand it? You're like, oh no, wait, it's a new rule. It's whoever finishes second. I get the feeling you're just pulling my leg and you're like changing the rule every time.
It's actually the same in the 2v2. But it's easy in the 2v2 to just say last boat loses, because that's always the case. Because the only way you can tie in a 2v2 is by having the 1 and the 4.
Of course.
But the logic with that rule is, if you have the 1, you could have had better teamwork and come back and helped out your team more. Where if you don't have the 1 and you get a tie, that means you had really good teamwork and you're all able to work together to get the win.
15 seconds to start.
Makes sense.
Slightly pin favored here, and more wind on the right-hand side of the course, though. But that's going to come in as we see the wind shift, the windsocks on the mini-map. They're slightly going to push that wind to the left side of the course.
Oh,
strong, really strong.
767 squeezing past the committee boat, just barely, almost took out a little bit of the paint job, but avoided
really
any
strong
collision.
start here for Portugal.
Yep.
It's going to be hard for Ukraine from this position. But we've seen crazier things happen.
Especially if a shift comes in right now, and that seems to be what's happening.
I mean, I'm not good with math, but I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a winning combination right now.
Right now, but there could be.
On that? I don't know. Can one of the math guys in the chat?
I think we have a couple of engineers in the eSailing community.
Yeah, where's Mike? Where's Dave? He's the math guy.
I mean, that's why we have Sail Ranks. I'm just going to take advantage of that little segue to introduce sailranks.com. If you're not familiar with Sail Ranks and you want to organize your own private sailing events, you should check out Sail Ranks. You should start your own account. It's free. It's easy to use. There's a whole community to help you out over on Discord, and they are the ones bringing us these cool results and scoreboards that you've been seeing all night. So, always thanks to Sail Ranks, and that was totally not planned, but decided to plug a great website and a great team as well while we're at it.
Yeah. Yeah, L1, Lucas, they do a really amazing job of Sail Ranks, and we wouldn't be able to have the community that we have on this platform without them.
Nope. So. And they're still bringing out tons of new improvements all the time. The site's still in full development. And what's not developing is the leaderboard. It's still Portugal.
Yeah, but we see Maslik here coming in off this right shift. Ukraine could be doing pretty okay. I think once the fleet comes together, there may be some turn up. There's some switching around of this fleet here.
Yeah, Portugal definitely took the left-hand side of the course, and now Ukraine being completely on the right there, slightly above ley line for a few. Yeah, fleet is going to compress here at the mark. We'll see.
I think Portugal still has a pretty strong control of this race, but we'll see. Yeah, it's not looking good here, and it looks like they're all going to be able to cross right in front.
I mean, I appreciate your optimism, Bradley. I want to see this race. I want to see the action go on into the 7th race as well. But right now, I don't see the scoreboard changing. It's still Portugal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And yeah, penalty Maslik. Chico's just going to slow down here and really gap out the fleet. And I think if there's anyone that Portugal wants to have gapping the fleet here, it's probably Chico. So, except Chico's now putting on some pens on his own teammates, so.
Oh boy.
Oh.
The Ukraine boat that just got headed.
Oh, yeah, one Ukrainian boat not even managing to make the mark, having to do a full 360. Maslik, sorry. Oh, yeah. He's not even making it. Oh, that's terrible. I think that was...
Oh, penalty Chico here.
Yeah, Maslik really definitely having trouble here.
With the update of the laser, they've really made it so that you really, if you get stuck head to wind, it's really a bad situation to be in. But
you lose all your inertia and end up.
Ukraine has done a good job there since Chico took that penalty of just racing ahead. Now has 3 boats ahead of Chico. That doesn't change much. Now the 4 Portuguese boats are far ahead.
Yeah, but Chico's done his job here. He's gotten his boats ahead, and you see a 40-meter gap between Afonso and Zukov for that 4th place position. And even if Portugal just stays 1, 2, 3 here, they win. So it's going to be really hard for.
Speaking of which, I'm going to bring the score overlay back up. Current score 3-2 for Portugal, 2 points for Ukraine, but we are in race number 6, and if Portugal wins this race, they will be moving on to the quarterfinals of the eSailing Nations League.
A little bit of friendly fire there for Schmel.
It's when you say that it's already the quarterfinals, that's
it's the
crazy.
Pressure. They know this race is a match point for Portugal.
But great racing by Ukraine here, and I think they'll be happy with how things ended up. They sailed very well this entire tournament, and to get this far, it's no easy feat. I mean, we see some really strong teams that didn't even make it into the gold round here.
Exactly. I was going to say. And some very good teams getting knocked out as well on the round of 16. Shout out to USA 1. And that stuff happens.
Brad's never going to come back on the stream.
You'll be back next season. Definitely coming back for another season of eSailing Nations League. You can tell by the success of this this first season that there will be more additions. 7, 6, 7 here. Getting unlucky. I'm surprised Maslik was actually able to come back pretty well despite getting really headed on the.
He makes it. Good job, 7-6. Oh, he didn't make it. Oh boy. 7-6-7 there.
I think my mouth might be running out of battery right here, so there we go. Much smoother. We can catch the action. Portuguese boats putting pens on one another because they know they've got this in the bag. They have won it. They are moving on. GG to them, and well done to all the eSailors. I think Ukraine has decided to do the same. They're in it for the fun. That's great to see. Honestly, it's a good thing because you know they're not taking it too seriously, and they know this loss is just an opportunity to come back stronger next time. They've definitely showed off some very, very interesting skills on this first run of the eSailing Nations League, Season 1 of many.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bradley, has it been discussed already about having a second season of this event, or is it just an experiment for now?
We're certainly going to have a second season, I think. We haven't discussed yet when we're planning on starting that, whether we'll have a little bit of a break between seasons or what that will be. And I think this has been a really terrific event that everyone seems to enjoy. So we'll certainly be back for a season.
I think it's really, we can tell from the numbers in the chat and the number of viewers. By the way, thank you all for joining us tonight. It was really good to have you with us for this regatta. We're going to have the last race coming up, but we already know the results. And if the numbers in the audience are anything to go by, this race and this event has been a success by all terms, and I've never seen anything like this in terms of coming from the community, something so followed.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll be interesting in the next season. Maybe see a few more teams in addition to the ones we've seen for this event. Oh, you look good with that.
I know. I had to come back on with my captain's hat. I think we've been, I've been piloting a very good stream tonight so far. It's been fun to have everyone with us, and it's been fun to watch. It's been especially fun to watch. So we're going to bring you the results updated as it goes along. Right now, you can tell that it's probably going to be Portugal. It is definitely going to be Portugal facing off against Italy in the quarterfinals. That means that they could face off against Brazil or Spain too in the semis. And right now, I've got my eye on the other side of the board where Netherlands is already qualified. France 1 is already qualified to the quarterfinals. And who knows, will it be Argentina? Will it be USA 2? Will it be Spain 3? We don't know yet exactly who will be going on to the quarters, but I'm looking forward to what could the grand final be right now? Looking at the teams, I'm thinking maybe Portugal Netherlands? Portugal France 1 could definitely be one.
France
Spain
against
2,
Brazil.
France
That's a rematch from the famous
Brazil Argentina could be a very interesting final. Or maybe Petite finale. Wouldn't it be interesting to go to see Brazil Argentina in the third place? That would really be cool for the America's North and South American community to have a team make it to the third place of the eSailing Nations League. They couldn't participate in the eSailing Nations Cup, so I could definitely see that being a really good sign for the sport and for esports in general in those countries as well. So we are getting started. We're waiting to get started on the 7th race. It's the 49er.
Yeah, you've seen it's called AA7.
Oh, is that it? All right. Well, I thought it wasn't. I had no idea that was the. Come on,
I
guys.
was looking for.
Help me out here. How am I supposed to know? AA7 was the name of the race. That was an easy thing to guess. Definitely.
Yeah, duh.
Duh. Why? Come on. Shouldn't you know that by now? All right, no, but I'm not following along on the Discord, so that's probably also part of the reason why I don't know that. Yeah, 4-2 so far in the score. Will it go 4-3? Will it go 5-2? we're gonna find out in a second because the race is underway. It's another 6v6, and in my favorite boat, the 49er. I know it's not a popular opinion. I stand by it.
I love the 49er. It's certainly one of my favorites as well.
I'm sorry, it's not a great boat for team racing. I'm sorry, because there's those are
it's
two
not.
opinions.
You don't. There won't be too much actual team racing action in this boat, but it's a good boat for. It's a really good boat for fleet racing, and once you get to the 6v6 level, and you get a lot of fleet racing maneuvers.
Anything can happen in the 6v6. You gotta win that start. You gotta be aggressive, and we're gonna be joining the boats on the water in just a second. We are in Barbados again one more time tonight. Just making sure we don't glitch in, so wait a second.
Don't go on vacation, play the game. You can still be in Barbados.
Oh, just to be a little bit more philosophical about this, just like when you can't go on vacation, at least you can play virtual regatta. And you can't go training in the Caribbean for spring sailing training. At least you can get some races in on virtual regatta. And it costs a ton less.
And it costs a ton. Well, when you're doing 50 races per event.
I've got a really good tip. Now, if you're listening to us tonight and you want to know how to save money and not, spend a fortune on green coins, here's my tip to you. Always finish first in your events, and then you win the best barrels with the most green coins in them. That's my tip.
It's an outstanding tactic. That was
always finish first.
Wow.
And there you go. just get good, and you don't even need the options anymore. Brad, what options do you play with?
All of them. I need all the help I can get.
Seriously. That's surprising. I mean, not surprising. I thought you were a good sailor, but maybe.
No. I need all the helps I can get.
Okay. Usually I only play with best VMG and what's the other one I play with?
I use Wind Intelligence. Yeah, I used to do that where I only played with VMG and Wind Intel. But then having the second account, I got a little bit spoiled doing all the custom races where I had all the helps for free, and I've sort of become a little bit reliant on some of them.
That is true. If you're playing on your
time to start.
Yeah. If you're playing on a account that has an absolute 0 score, has never played an official eSailing virtual regatta event, your boat will always have all of its options. This is a very interesting tip if you're also starting out on the game. We're still not yet in the countdown phase, so we're going to wait a second more before we join the race.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to leave here. I have a LDOM event starting soon. But best of luck for what's maybe Ukraine can even up the score a little bit.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. It was great to have you on the stream, Brad. And now everyone knows that you play with all options. So
yeah,
you just lost a little bit of credit in the eyes of your opponents. But
that.
And good win to you in your LDLN event.
I heard Lucas Moore plays with 0 options.
I don't think that's true, but
okay. All right, we'll catch you soon on the stream, and good luck to you tonight on the LDLN event. We might go over there. If there's another event, we'll go raid the channel.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.
Take care.
We are in the 50 seconds to the start of this last race tonight. It's for the glory. It's for the reputation, but it's not for the title, because the title has already gone to Portugal tonight. With their 4 points, they are qualified for the quarterfinals. Thank you.
Honor.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us again for this evening of racing on the eSailing Nations League and on Inshore Streams. It's been good to have you, and we look forward to bringing you more races next week. There'll be less and less as we go into this knockout phase, obviously. but you can check out other channels, and we'll be back in next season with more awesome private races on Virtual Regatta. Start. Ukraine picking
Pretty
up a
clean
false start. And,
boy.
767 going too close to the committee boat on his starboard start. And his starboard tack necessarily picking up a penalty here, not helping him out.
Interesting that Ukraine is all, took a very early port tack here. They'll probably be in a good situation when they come back, but slightly behind as it starts. I hope this isn't going to be the same as the laser race where things are just going to fan out. One team gets in complete control. I'm looking at the scoreboard, a little bit scared that might happen again.
All right, Alfonso in the lead right now, but I'm surprised he hasn't tacked yet because he's sailing into lower wind pressure. There we go. As I say it, he will control Maslik by tacking over onto a starboard tack. Now that was very interesting over here.
Chico went
Zhukov,
aggressive.
Zhukov was on his port tack, and yet Chico decided to go behind him and cross behind him. If you saw that over on the left side of your screen, I guess he was going for a dial down, but missed, simply missed, and the Ukrainian boat Zhukov managed to squeeze by and cross ahead then.
And right after that, Zhukov just ran into his teammate. Probably got a little bit distracted.
Some nerves tonight. It is a very high-level event. You do not face off against the Portuguese Armada without having a little bit of nerves and knowing that these guys are some of the very best in the team. Currently, Zimenez, Jones, and Santa Clara passing into the dogleg in 1-2-3, followed by Chico, Maslik, and Martin Fernandez. Alfonso coming in on 7th position. Right
Portugal
now, if you're looking,
that they
Diego
have very
Costa
solid plays.
is not in the race. This Portuguese boat is not in the race, so it's only a 6v6 as we head back to the action. Alfonso mark trap on the second buoy, managing to trap 3 Ukrainian boats. Oh my god, that was brutal. Clip it. It was probably one of his best moves of the evening right now. 3 boats, 3 pens, as they go into the first downwind leg.
Yeah, putting a little bit of chaos amongst the Ukraine fleet, letting his team just race ahead there. We see the 4 Portuguese boats very much ahead of this course.
Yeah, right now,
There's
Jones,
not much they can
Mendes,
do.
Santa Clara, and Chico right now are in a very comfortable controlling position, rounding the downwind marks.
Maslik has to pass that Martin. Martin now, they're overlapping. Martin has the starboard tack advantage and makes the mark ahead, pushing Maslik to 6th position. Oh, that was clutch.
Alfonso here picking up a penalty. I think he missed if I could see correctly, he completely missed the mark and had to come back around. Now he's over on the left side and in 12th position.
Yeah, but he inflicted like 4 penalties to the Ukraine team. That was crazy.
Okay, that's what he was doing. He was pulling in the rear, playing last. He knows his teammates in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currently have the win with the score tally. And right now, all they're trying to do is extend, not let Schmel put too much turbulence in their lead, but he's off to his side, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Even though he is in 5th position, he shouldn't be able to come and disturb this comfortable lead for Portugal. We were not expecting any less from Portugal tonight. We were hoping to see Ukraine maybe hold them off until the last race, but we know also that Portugal had a very good first phase in this event.
Perfect run in first race, yeah. And
almost perfect run.
On paper.
On paper, they are one of the most dominant forces in eSailing right now, so it's good to see them also holding their own as they're going to face off against some of the better teams in this in this gold knockout phase. Stay with us for the next couple of weeks. There will be a dozen or so more races that we'll be able to try to bring you as much as we can.
But wait, there's more. Oh, Afonso, instead of tacking, did a 360 turnaround. We'll just call that the Zoolander. I do not know how to turn left. I do 360 to the right.
Hold it through. Oh, he's staying back. He wants to disturb the Ukrainian boats. He's not going to be able to disturb Shmel or Zukov very much, but that's not going to matter. So far, we are seeing a Portuguese win. Let's get rid of the effects on the screen. Let's just go for the beauty of this Barbados coastline tonight. As we say, GG to Portugal for a 5-2 win, and for moving on into the quarterfinals of the eSailing Nations League. It was awesome to see you. Oh, that's great. The first Portuguese boat, Zimendes, has actually passed the line backwards. He moonwalked across the line for you tonight. He was pulling off that trick for the audience, and I hope you guys saw that. Incredible. That's the first time I see someone finish a race backwards. Clip it.
A lot of clips to do afterwards. I'll be on that. If you in the chat have seen some actions that you want to keep, you can press on that little recording at the bottom right of your screen, or Alt X if you're on a computer. That will allow you to clip and do highlights of your favorite moments and watch them again. Oh, what an evening. What a race.
Good evening.
What a regatta.
Good morning, good whatever it was, wherever you were. Here we see Portugal taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and securing that 5th point. They were in confidence tonight. Ukraine managed to win the match race and managed to win the 4v4 on a tie by managing to take 3, 4, 5, 6. Those were the two races that Ukraine won. Otherwise, Portugal took the NACRA race, they took the F50 race, they took the offshore racer race. They won in the laser and in the 49er event. So you'll find all of those results on Sail Ranks, and it was great having you tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Hey, let's just take a really quick look as we're finishing up on the current standings for the eSailing World Championship event going on this weekend. Let's see who's in the lead on this one.
Yeah, I was talking yesterday late with Arthur Farley, who was working on getting that top position.
He's not there. It's Paul McCombie. It's another Brit. Paul McCombie, verified sailor on the game, and Chico that we just saw tonight, currently 4th. Definitely pulling up a very consistent play this week. Havuk Kanmazluka is 10th. Hidde Schrafford from the Dutch team, is 12th. We have a lot of French players, Brespower, Gadek, and Tanguy in the top 20. Valentin Liza as well. Vid Farley is 14th. Shout out to Farley. Hoping to see him again on the stream very soon. But right now he's probably focused on his race tomorrow against Argentina. He felt confident about that race. We talked to him earlier this week, but he'll definitely need to be focused because Argentina is one of those teams that you cannot just take for granted. And we'll definitely try to bring you the stream with the British community next week. We weren't able to bring it to you this week. There was a slight misunderstanding on schedule. But yeah, look forward to also doing some streams with the British eSailing community, brought to you by Farley and Inshore Streams.
And we are joined by Afonso in the chat. Welcome, Afonso.
Hello, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
How are you?
Congrats.
All right.
Thank you. It was not easy.
Evening. You guys really held us off. It was a lot of action, a lot of fun, and congratulations for this win. What are your thoughts?
You. Sorry?
what are your thoughts about this regatta? What did you do you have anything to say from the player's perspective? You were very involved tonight. You played a lot of races.
Yeah, the team was not completely full, so me, Martin, and Chico had to do most of the races because the guys were still having dinner and so on. So in the middle of the racing, so me, Martin, and Chico did, I think, almost every race.
So your back's not hurting too much, but because you were carrying everybody.
Yeah, almost. No, but when they go on the game, they play well. It's a good team. They do well.
Yeah,
it was good.
So let us know what was the hardest race for you? Now
The hardest one was the J70 because you expected to have the win there. We wanted to win the race right there, and a couple of mistakes on the guys on the back, and we've lost it in the last seconds.
Yeah,
we had the two first, and they just needed to stay with one behind. And
yeah, we saw that.
They did put some pressure. They did not leave you any respite, any free time.
Yeah,
it really kept you on the edge until the very end.
Exactly. Yeah, and also the star race, the 1v1 with Martin and Miracle. It was a very exciting race until the end. It was very close all the time.
Impressive move by Miracle.
Miracle did a great job in the end, escaping Martin. Yeah, it was. I think that all the races were pretty much close. I think the only one that was more relaxed for us was the F50 one.
Yes.
We did a great start, and at the first mark we already had 1, 2, 3. So in the F50 it's very difficult to come back from there. The laser race we were really well on the start, but then right-hand shifts almost killed us at the end when we were reaching the left lay line. A small little shift from the left helped us a bit, and we could have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Yeah, we had the first 5. Yeah, but it was never really easy. Only on the F50 actually. We were lucky to have 1, 2, 3 at the mark. It was good. They are good.
And Ukraine has been, not the team. You don't know a lot about them because they're not a lot of players that you regularly will race against in TRL or in other types of formats. So you don't know these players so well. You don't know their moves.
No, we know basically Zukov, Miracle, 767.
Miracle is definitely MVP tonight. He brought home the bacon for his team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
He's a very good player. Zukov and 767, those are the ones that we know. The rest I don't know very well.
Now that you've managed to defeat Ukraine, you're going to go up against Italy 1, as everyone can see on their screen right now. It's the next team up on your way to the finals. And have you been racing a lot against these guys? Do you have any thoughts about the next team you're going to face off with?
We know